early edition, 10 a.m. Central European time here in Budapest, Hungary. I'm playing in a tournament at the moment, and therefore the schedule has been altered slightly to make it possible to get to the tournament and do the stream. So we're here 10 to 12 for 2-hour stream, blitz 5+3. If anybody's interested in challenging me, we're going to grab, let's see, an instant victim for a little warm-up game. But you can challenge me to 5+3. I'm taking all challenges. Anyone with an established rating for a casual game, 5+3. No longer than that, no shorter. Only one time control. It's very complex. All right. So let's get our create a game on. I hate that the pop-up comes up. Okay, the Beast. April 65. April. I missed it. 5+0. Very few challenges here. If I had more time, I would play this 10-minute random number generator. Thibault posted in topic, good game, well played. Oh, it's probably people complaining about the GG after games. All right, 5, let's see, 3+2. Jim, GG. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jim. Let's play this 3+2. It's kind of like a 5-0 game. This is official FIDE Blitz time control, I think. 3+2, the equivalency. Oh no, I hate when they do that. He was provisional. My win against the English guy. Are you kidding? Yeah, it was a draw. All my games are draws, essentially. But sometimes I get lucky. He defended really well, actually. I didn't deserve to win. But if you tire them out, you know, I mean, that's the thing. People get tired, they get in time pressure. That's the whole goal. You don't have to ever be sorry. 97, A5. You know what, dude? Stockfish number 1 moves. 97, A5, A4, Rook A5. All Stockfish number 1 moves. Let me tell you, I was very unsure about this plan while I was doing it, and I spent a lot of time on those moves. But it was intuition. I sat there, I'm like, I'm just going to trust my intuition. I know that A5, A4 is time consuming. It might even like weaken the pawn or something, but it felt right. And I he just totally missed Rook A5. I mean, I was hoping for that, of course. Jim's talking about a game that I played, that I put in a study here on lichess. He thought I was just expanding, which is a natural assumption. You know, he didn't calculate and just assumed that I'm just expanding. And it was a sneaky trap, essentially. Unfortunately, it's still not enough to win the game. Where was it? I was recently... Someone made the comment, like, it takes 2 mistakes to lose a chess game, right? I think that's a fair assumption. 1 is not quite enough. Of course, it depends on the circumstances. I win a pawn by force in that variation. So, he blundered. But, open up and say, this is a lot of pawn moves by me, but this is Jim's favorite opening, actually. He's playing it like, pretty well, I guess. Now what do we do? Nothing fancy. You don't like the way he plays it. Black has some chances on the king side. This is a respectable player, 2102. This is a warm-up game. We're welcoming challenges 5+3, casual, like this. So, yesterday I won a 102 move rook endgame. well, 102 move game. Wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad. There were some weird moments. The most awkward moment was when my opponent's father came and followed me in the bathroom and asked me if I wanted to draw with his daughter before the game. I thought that was kind of strange. I mean, at least you're going to come with an offer of some money or something. He was just like, would you like a draw with my daughter? I'm just kidding. I mean, I would never draw for money or fix a game, but I mean, I felt insulted. A little insulted he didn't include some money with the offer or something. You know what I mean? Why should I just take a draw with your daughter who's rated 300 points? Yeah, no, I mean, all right, sure. She could offer a draw. I mean, I have so many draws, right? Everyone just assumes I want to have a draw every game. I guess that's natural. It's a safe assumption. I just love draws. But I think it's inappropriate, you know. I'm not going to report them to FIDE for game fixing, but I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's against the rules to offer a draw before play or not. I have no idea. But I think it's inappropriate. It upset me. It made me angry. In fact, like, you know, it's going to make me angry when you do that. I'm more likely to, like, want to beat your daughter worse if you offer me a draw before the game. By the way, I got away from a draw. I was going to start putting on the stream, like, I swear to God, I was going to put up, like, current draw streak 7, you know. But then during the game, in the very bad time pressure for both of us, getting close to move 40, the first time control, in a very extremely tense position where I was on the verge of losing my advantage, I was in the middle of thought on my time with like 2.5 minutes to her like 45 seconds, and she offers me a draw, like totally breaking my concentration. I'm on the verge of maybe like even messing up the position and losing, trying to think, and this girl like offers me a draw on my time. I freaked out. I was like, that's illegal. You can't offer a draw on my time, you know. And I just started to lose my concentration. In fact, I blundered like in the time pressure just a couple moves later. It didn't help me, you know, disturbing my concentration. So, children, when do you offer a draw? Mr. Blobix probably knows this. Jim doesn't play that many tournaments, but I assume he probably knows too. When are you supposed to offer a draw? Not, you know, in the middle of your opponent's deep thought on his time. When do you offer a draw? You offer a draw as you make your move. You offer the draw with your move, as you're making your move. You can't like just disturb your opponent's like concentration in a critical situation. The English guy did that too. He like stopped the clock on my time in the middle of my move, which is probably better than offering a draw, but just like stupid question for the arbiter. But you know, you can't disturb your opponent's concentration while they're thinking. It should be pretty obvious. So I was pissed with that, and it made me. But it didn't help me. I blundered like a couple moves later. I was seriously worse if she finds the right move at one point. We got to the time control. We're both in time pressure, and I just basically gambled on this rook lift that looked aggressive, but it doesn't quite work. And she didn't see the tactic. Usually offer the draw when I'm winning. That's okay. even if it's on their time, nobody's going to complain about that. But it's just amazing. I mean, I'm kind of. I don't know if I'm like a rules Nazi or something, but it's we're gonna let the queens come off here with a space advantage and a knight on d3. I'm not sure, but especially young players need to know the rules. And this girl has been playing like international competitions for 6 years or something. I mean, you ought to know when you're allowed to offer a draw, or how you're supposed to offer a draw. Not before the game. Not on your opponent's time while they're about to lose on time and they're making the most important decision of the game. All right. So our opponent here, very steady kind of positional player. Wait. Please wait. A5, Jim's favorite move. Can I do that? It's legal. Don't tell me you're an arbiter guy. What does that mean, an arbiter guy? I'm not an arbiter. But I've been playing chess for so long, you know. Calling the arbiter every once in a while. Well, I call them to have the feet removed from under my table from time to time when I'm playing Andrei Volokitin. But other than that, not too much. So what are we going to do here with this nuisance? Our opponent is a nuisance. Seems really good. Steady, I should say. Steady. Steady as she goes. Shellac. It's a good song, if you like. Very, very powerful bass with your alternative rock. Alright. But anyway. Two bishops. This bishop's looking kind of unhealthy. Both have weak pawns. I was telling Asterbait yesterday, it's very important in the process of playing a game that I think you keep a running tally of, who's better, the evaluation. Think of the position as a holistic organism. How is the overall health of my position? We got another knight. Oh shit, we're in trouble now. I thought I was going to lose a pawn. I should have lost a pawn there with other knight to d4. Here's a funny move. Kind of anti-positional, but good. He missed his golden opportunity to play knight d4. I'm playing Bianca today. Unfortunately, she won yesterday because she was on like a 4-game losing streak. And I thought she would be totally... I'm such a good person. She would be totally demoralized if she lost 5 games in a row. But unfortunately, she beat her opponent yesterday. That gives her a little bit of momentum. She has 4 losses and three wins with no draws. Her chances of drawing just went dramatically up. When you get paired with me, your chances of drawing just suddenly automatically go up like 75%. This is the only tournament I ever played in Bubbox where there are 4 women in the group. I mean, I've never played in a group with more than 2, I don't think. But 4. I think once I played with a couple of Indian strong players like Sakdev and another one. And for a Saturday, maybe Humpy, I don't remember who it was. But 4 women in one closed group is a record. Good to see that there's more women in chess. But I've never played Bianca before. I haven't been active that much in the last 10 years, and she's a player who I never faced. She's played a lot of IM tournaments in Hungary, that sort of thing. Wait, the b3 pawn is just hanging. That's a good thing. Young man versus girls. Old man. You know how long my game was yesterday and the game before that? Like 5.5 hours? It was over 5.5 hours? How long can the game theoretically go with this time control? With Bronstein clock or whatever you call it. These are the 2 longest games I think I've played with this time control. The old man can play, man. I mean, I played 7.5 hour games, a 7.5 hour game with Walter Brown. I mean, back in the day, we used to play. Come on, 7 hours was nothing. You could do 7.5. Technically, it could go 8, and I had adjournments. I mean, 5.5 hours is nothing. Where's my walking stick? All right, that's another one. But I think he sacrificed that desperately. It's over. Too many nuggets. The nuggets are coming. Man, this was a it's like my game from yesterday. 100 moves. Epic. All right. Bianca. Yeah, Bianca seems pretty nice. Never played her, but she's strong. She's strong. The second strongest, the women in the group, and she's legitimately made it up to around 2,300. But she seems kind of unstable, sort of. I mean, she seems to play well, but she also plays too fast. It looks like, and it looks to me like she's a little bit unsteady. Like she'll do some kind of weakening, crazy stuff sometimes. She's just not quite that controlled as I think probably a good player should be. She has some weaknesses. 2262 is respectable. Yeah, she's down off her peak a little bit, but I'll have to do some research after this game, after this stream. I'm gonna prepare a little bit. I don't even know what color I play. For some reason, I thought I was white, but we're both due for black. Okay, I am white. I thought I was white, but I'm getting 2 whites in a row. So when you play these round robin tournaments, you usually alternate. But at some point, you don't know when, like, not everyone, but most players will at some point break the alternation. So this is the only time in the tournament when I'm not alternating. I'm going to play another game with white 2 in a row. That's good. I'd rather have black against the kid. Yeah, the kid. I was right about the kids, by the way. Like the 2151 is way better than the 2200 one. The other one is undefeated. He's played really, really well, and that's what I said. Like I saw it when I accepted a draw with him in like 15 moves. I was like, this guy he's not going to lose. It's like you can see he's just steady. He takes his time. He uses his time. He's very well trained. The other one, I think his trainer is Galyash, because Galyash was watching his games and he's playing the English opening, which I don't think it really. Watching the kid play, he's more tactical. I don't think the English is a great choice, but he's not having a good tournament. But he's a little overrated. They'll like flip flop their ratings. Like the one I'm playing in the last round should be 2150, and the other one should be like 2250. All right, now let's get some challenges out there. I'm gonna have to go back to mining. What, the last one is 15 years old? Yeah, he's little, pretty little. It's not a world record, but he seems like the kids are well behaved, pretty much, except for this like 9-year-old Chinese girl in the FM group who's like running around the room, tripping on people's legs during the game. But they're all well behaved. It's the adults that are the problem. All right, no, I'm just kidding. Let's get started. Let's get some challenges. Come on. Mr. Coffee, what's up? 100 moves, man, is my specialty. It felt good to get out there with 100 moves. And I missed I misplayed the rook ending when we got to table base, by the way. You guys want to take a look at this rook ending that I won? When I reached rook and pawn versus rook and pawn, I thought it was just over. But I have to be accurate. I moved my king to the wrong square. If you look at the study I made yesterday, it's kind of it's just kind of paradoxical. I thought I was shouldering her king, but actually I allowed her to draw with perfect play by moving my king to the wrong square. If I had moved my king to e5 instead of d5 in this rook ending I had yesterday, it's just over. It's table base. We get to rook and pawn, 6-piece table base. All right. So, I mean, endgames are brutal, though. It's almost impossible to play like a table base. You'd have to spend your life, like, studying endgames like John Spielman or something. But at that point, you know, it becomes like almost, you know, John Spielman's not number 4 in the world anymore. He spent too much time studying endgames, sapped all of his energy. I mean, endgames are important, but you can't learn them perfectly. I don't think it's possible. But again, very important, and very important in this modern time control, you know. E3 poison. Mr. Coffee up early today. Reverse Tarash. That's another weird thing, right? Does everybody were they born knowing how to play the black side of the Caro-Kann? Does anyone know about this? Like when you're hatched from an egg, like you know how to play the black side of the Caro-Kann? That's 2 opponents, the 2 girls that I played, who don't play the Caro-Kann, who if you transpose them to the black side of a Panobotnik, like they know the black side of the Panobotnik, like they were hatched out of a Caro-Kann egg or something. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. 2 times I outprepared my opponents, and both times they just landed on their feet, like knowing what they're doing in a kind of sharp Panov. I don't understand. I think I had this game with white against Alexander Ivanov in the first game we ever played. I was wondering, why is my bishop on f4 when Alex took on c4? It's like Zuckertort or something. Zuckertort would go bishop f4, bishop e5 maybe. But I'll never forget that. I learned more from Alexander Ivanov than anybody in my career, because we played the most games probably of all the strong players who I've played. He's had the greatest influence on me. I'm the school of hard knocks, you know. Like, I never really had a teacher except for Gingy, and that was relatively late. But I just accumulate knowledge from the people that beat me down, essentially. And Ivanov was like number 1 at beating me down. I swear to God, like the first game we ever had was this. I think I put my bishop on f4. Exact same position, like 1990. Massachusetts, 1990. Playing an IQP with my bishop on f4. It's probably not that bad. Like bishop e5 and white can equalize. I like bishop e5, bishop h6. Avoiding exchanges of my bishop on g7. You could take it. Your teacher never taught me anything, just beating me constantly. So you listen to the stream. Opponent is learning. Learning on the go. White might be able to equalize. Seriously, that's a total Zuckertort thing. Though it's okay, just bishop e5. I didn't do that against Ivanov, though. I didn't have the knowledge then. I did something stupid. Probably lost pretty stupidly. Bishop h6 is interesting to me. I could take and play knight d7, though. Why doesn't that just win a pawn? Take knight d7. Yeah, he can sack the pawn back with like e6 and probably have some compensation. Take knight d7, e6, fe6. I think that's what I have to do. He probably has a simpler move here now. I don't know, e6 is complicated. It opens up my bishop on g7. Your master just forced you to start playing d4 instead of e4. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mean, some people are big on. Ooh, does he realize? Oh, he's gonna take on e6 in between move. Does he realize? I didn't even think about it. Wow. Instantly take back on f3. No. No. Like you should take here on e6 check. Now it's just a torturous my kind of position. My favorite position, ops colored bishops. Not anymore. I've had enough ops colored bishops. 2 of them. But that's the good thing about getting old. We can really savor those endgames, Flubix. I'll take another pawn if I can get it. He doesn't care. Yum yum. Now, Heroku plays too fast. Chess is not to be played fast. Well, at least not without thinking. If you can think fast, it's okay. But must think. Oh no, Marwa is here. I'm not going to play Marwa until the next game. I need one more warm-up game. He humiliated me too much. We need one more challenger till I'm ready for Marwa. Beat me down in the last game. Alright, we'll play Jay Daradanis, then we'll play Marwa. I need at least one more game to wake up. Alright. One more game to wake up, please. So if I want to learn how to follow that, I don't like that approach, you know. But some chess teachers do that. They force you to play the London system or whatever. But that's dogmatic, you know. I hate dogma. I'm like anti-dogma. I mean, I'm sure I'm dogmatic in my own way, but I try not to be. As we get older, we become more dogmatic, obviously. But opening especially, I think there should be a wide berth for creativity. It's only going to help you. I mean, I was just thinking about this. Why do I hate the London system so much? You know, because it goes against what I believe. Like, if you play all kinds of different openings, you can learn more structures and play different kind of positions. If you take someone who plays just the London system, they literally know how to play only one kind of pawn structure. I mean, that's not good for your game. You have to be able to play like all different kind of pawn structures. Can you imagine like a person who plays only the London system trying to play chess 960? Trying to set up the London system in chess 960? Hey, your bishop's not even able to go to f4. What are you going to do? You have to just be able to play chess, you know? Just chess. Chess it. But, not good to force young players, I think. The opening is the least important part of the game, of the 3 phases, anyway. As far as study goes. The easiest to learn. So he's just doing like a hippo. I didn't understand what was happening. Now I figured it out. Very unusual choice of move order for Hippo to play h6 on move 4. I didn't see it coming. Interesting. Wow. Just h5, I guess. So you can't play g5. I don't know, though. I mean, maybe this isn't that big a deal. Play Marwan next game. Let's get some more challenges. You like Chess 960, we know that. Gladys Troll, you can always challenge me to Chess 960. Guys, don't forget to support the stream. Jim the leader with 506. Zen Chess 500. Kind of a short stream week with no Thursday and Tuesday streams, but we're going to be back to the normal schedule next week, and we will have a simul this week, Sunday. Simul next stream, usual time 6:30. 6:06. What did you? What's 6:06? 100. Now, why would you do that to your pawn structure? He voluntarily... I think you should take this way with the f-pawn. Unless there was a way I could attack e6. Maybe he's concerned about something. I'm not sure about my king. Castling queenside in the Hippo with c5 or b5 possibly open up the queenside. I'm not sure I want to castle queenside here. So we'll go with the pawn drop instead. It's actually not a pawn drop, but I didn't intend to do this. I'm not sure this is good. It's a bad move. That's why I'm not playing Morwa first. I'm not warmed up. Still not warmed up after 2 games. Thank you, Jim, for the support. Jim donated 100 bits to be the leader. I'm just waiting for Mr. Slowhand to show up. Maybe he'll come on Sunday for the simul. It's always good to get some support for the stream, but this is a blunder. I mean, I'm dropping my central pawn in exchange for h6. That's not a good trade for me. This is his only weakness and my basic advantage in the position. Now after bishop to e4, black should be okay. But I probably will end up castling queenside. Maybe I should play bishop takes h6. Kind of a tough call. Rook h6, bishop h6, queen f6. Where's he going to castle, actually? But he's using too much time here. We have to keep pace. I mean, I know I'm constantly talking about people playing too fast, but 5 plus 3 is fairly quick, and you can't let yourself get really way behind. You always have 3 seconds, okay, in emergency. Man, by the way, I still can't get the hang of 30-second increments. Yesterday, when I was quote-unquote in time pressure, I just don't know what to do with it. I feel so awkward. It's sort of like you have time, but it's easy to like forget and to do a Karpov and just like flag. Like just go into hypnotic trance and use 30 seconds. You see me do that in my blitz games here a lot. I'll use like up to 30 seconds on single moves, sometimes even more. I like to do that like kind of long thought on one move for a minute or 2 or even 5. When I get 30 seconds, it's not enough to do anything really. So this is a huge mistake. I mean, he's got to eliminate that central pawn, I think. In my opinion, a very, very significant mistake. Nevertheless, position is still not that clear. What should I do? Go Central.
Yes!
All right. Coffee's done. So, what's up with our central pawn again? It's looking kind of weak. I wanted to put my knight on e3. Guess that's not happening. How about d5? I feel like we're overextending ourselves. But at least our pawns are on the right color. Actually, there's a huge hole on e5, f3, and c4. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, maybe knight e5 is actually dangerous. I'm not sure. But now I would say he's in some trouble. Because this was the plan. He can combat it, though. But it involves going backward with knight e7. Maybe better to hold off on that, like a couple moves. I finally found the right place for my king, at least. I know I didn't want to castle queenside. Oh, yeah. That's a big bass. All right. Always trying to perfect the Canadian accent. I don't know why. But if they kick me out of Hungary, I have to have somewhere to go. That would be one of my choices, I guess. Romania. Then if not Romania, probably we'll ask Justin Trudeau if they'll accept me. Don't want to go back to the land of Trump. All right. Anyway, Queen d3. Yeah, Romania. You guys have a good, tight relationship. Big tradition between France and Romania, historically. Very, very strong connection, culturally and in everything. How about another night? Other brother Daryl. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. I have a weakness for 80s TV, apparently. Another knight to e3. It's basically transformed into a King's Indian. So we have the c5 cruncher. We're restraining f5. We've got the nasty positional advantage based on the bad structure. Whatever. You're not doing anything. You're not going anywhere. This reminds me of a game I've talked about before I had a couple years ago against Frank Ferentz. Similar thing happened. Begging me to play c5 now. Good God, man. c5, queen b5. Should play a4 first. That's strong as well. Just a general queenside cruncher. All right, let's queen b5. Didn't do it. Okay, it might be possible for black to defend this. He has knight c8, queen c8. But I don't like his position. No, he just panicked. Cannot panic. Trying to play e4, I guess. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Do not panic. It is mate. I said it was mate. It is mate. It has to be mate. How about knight f5 at some point? That wins the queen, I guess. Does it, though? Oh, I'm stupid. I have queen c6 mate. Oh my god. Oh well. Oh well. For some reason, I imagine his king could walk back to f8. Alright, Marois. He's been waiting. Alright, do your worst. I'm ready for my beating now. He might be unresponsive because I delayed his game. Delay of game. Penalty. 15 yards. What's the best thing to do? It looks like I was just being spiteful playing knight f5 check in the last game. From years of playing like knight f3 against the modern, I can tell you that it's utterly harmless. Don't do it. He's playing a form of like, well, now it's a d4 game. That's not good. c4 is not a great move. Now he's got a weird King's Indian. What to say about it? Well, we don't want him to be able to just transpose to a good... I mean, it's kind of funny. He could transpose to a Makaganov system here. So we don't want that to happen. Benoni's not a problem. So actually, this is funny. Like, I wonder if I should play Bishop g4 right away. Very likely. That could be a good move. Strange. So I don't know where we are here. Maybe he should play d5 there. It's like a Sarawon variation, but his knight's on the wrong square. It's supposed to be on e2. But I have a lot more play here than a normal Makaganov. And you know, the Makaganov with h3, it's like everybody's playing it. 9-year-old Chinese girls play like h3 against the King's Indian. Because I guess they see in the opening Explorer, it's the variation with the best score in the classical. This is a very strange move. Huh. How should we handle this? He's like wanting me to take on f3. I mean, I can take, it's fine. Sometimes the obvious thing is the best. Don't try to overthink stuff. Though, I mean, my knight was very strong on d4. And it's worth considering other options like c5. What's the biggest question in this position? I say. I say. What is the biggest question in this position for the two players? I say. Man. Oh, you got that? Wait. Interesting. wildly reckless play by white, I would say. But somehow it's almost okay. Now it's raining again? Are you serious? Oh no. This is probably a bad move. I didn't know it was going to rain. What a disappointment. What a bad move. Queen h6 is. There's got to be something better I could do than that. It's like the girl yesterday got her king to h6. It was a brilliant defensive plan. If you guys check out my study from yesterday's game, I thought I was just winning easily like Rubinstein. And suddenly she has this idea to transfer her king all the way across the board to the other side and goes to h6 and h5. And she's like a genius. It was brilliant defense. Uber driver sent me a message congratulating me on a good game. My entire game plan against the opponent yesterday was endgame. That she has a weakness in the endgame. I don't think Morwa has a weakness in endgame. I think his endgame is pretty good for his age and his level. Yesterday's opponent, if you look at her games, notably weaker in endgame, but played pretty well against me. What? Well, I mean, if you look at, you try to pinpoint some weakness, I think you have to. I mean, she lost like a bunny against Frolov in the endgame. That was like the first round of the tournament. But Morwa is in big trouble here. The question is which way to recapture, actually. Rook takes. Bunny bashing. This is not so easy. It's going to take everything we have to beat the Morwa. That bishop on e4, it's like titanium, steel. The ultimate defender. Controlling key squares to save white. %100% titanium. The only thing, thank you Padron Tony for subscribing, that's the word. The only thing saving me here is slightly better king position, slightly better structure. Saving me, preserving chances to win the game is what I'm saying. Not really at risk of losing. But this thing, the c-file is nothing. I mean, he has the titanium steel protecting c2, I can't work with that. And white's going to invade on b6. Maybe I had a rook check on c1, so Well, anyway, I have to recapture. So bishop takes, king d2. I see nothing. C-file, it just doesn't look like I can get through. White's at least temporarily dropping a pawn. But I'm not sure it's enough for me to win. It's a really, really horrible thing if it rains now. Look at this defense. Tournament is okay. I'm just very, very upset if I have to walk up the hill to the Budapest Castle in the rain. That's not good. That is not good. He has legitimate chances of holding on here. It's not even winning. It's too strong. It's not the cardio that's the problem, but it's like torrentially raining. It's a disaster. I like the exercise. But uphill in slippery cobblestone steps is good fun. I give up. Maybe I was winning somehow. I don't know. Like, it's like one last round I have to go to the stupid Budapest Castle. Actually, why didn't I exchange on b1? I didn't think it was enough. I get it. Yeah, like your point that this was hanging at one point. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, bishop takes h3. And I guess I forgot I could come back and defend this. The computer is evaluating this as still a draw. Maybe I was never actually winning. Alright, good game. He's really strong. Scary. Alright. Please stop raining. Let me check my phone. Please stop raining before 2 o'clock, before 1 o'clock. What's the weather report? Come on, tell me it has a feel of rain that's going to last all day. What? Budapest, Hungary. Cannot get weather. Mostly cloudy. Potential disruption due to thunderstorms. Yep. Shit. All day. Thunderstorms? In February? I don't think it's thunderstorms. Mr. Coffee. Oh, I wanted to play the Mr. Coffee. It's not even my turn. There are several ways to get to the castle. It's just that I don't have much time. I've been taking the same route every day, and I have to research where I have to like get. There is a thing that takes you up there. Yeah, it would just require me to like change my whole like bus route, and I don't have much time to react. Imre, stop doing h6 too early. That can't be right. I wonder if exchanging pawns is right for me, though. Probably not. Yeah, my position wasn't quite winning last game. That's amazing. It looks like it should be. Like one of my normal games. There's a giant cloud flying over Europe for 2 days. It reached here. Just reached here 5 minutes ago. Unfortunately. Slav with h6. Probably been played by. You know who would do that? Vladimir Bermakin. e4, c6, d4, d5, knight d2, h6. He'll play h6 in the Caro-Kann. Why not do it here? So the question is, what do you do to take advantage of this? An exchange variation makes sense. Obviously. But it isn't exactly the most dynamic. h6 unlikely to be overly useful here. It does stop bishop g5, which would put pressure on d5. I had a win. You said I had a win last game, Jim? I know I didn't play the best, but I felt like after I had rook b5, I was clearly better. It felt like anytime I try to take his a5 pawn, he penetrates with something down on the 6th rank. That last line we looked at looked like the best chance. On the move 35, I had a tactic. Or was tough. Now a6, so it's the a6, h6. Michael Basman would love this. Bookends. Epaulette. The epaulette defense. Epaulette, see. Now I'm going to start doing it like myself. No! I refuse. I will not do stupid rook pawn 1 square moves. 95 can't be bad. That's my new catchphrase. 95 is never bad. I don't think it's going to work. It's got to be bad sometimes. Better than queen a5, though. So, one last round at the castle and it has to be a thunderstorm. It was such a pleasant journey. Now it's going to be a mess. Probably slip on the stone cobblestones and break my ankle or something on the way to the game. There's all these really old, rough kind of stones that you have to walk on. It's all uneven and stuff. Wear good shoes if you visit Budapest Castle. So, 95. I don't think I can avoid this exchange. Sometimes you can sack a pawn with like e4, but I don't think that's going to work here. Mikhail Tal. I'm not a fan of the exchange variation of the Slav, by the way. But I've been known to play it against the Schlechter Slav and passive lines like g6. G6 also, like h6, doesn't seem very useful in a symmetrical structure. The bishop on g7, if you cut it against that. I mean, this should be a good exchange variation for me. We got to get Mr. Coffee playing more aggressive queen pawn games, branching out. Mr. Coffee, you still here? Yeah, you said you have off, right? Fridays you get off sometimes. Is the business slow at Dunkin' on Fridays? Or do you work at Starbucks? Yep. The vacuum. Is it the Dyson? Yeah, why not? I don't know what I expected him to play. I mean, honestly. So pawn takes. A la Mark Hebden. Interesting. Sake of creating some life, I'll make this anti-positional move. Worst bishop in the world. His is pretty bad. Never mind. The battle of the bad bishops. 9 hours a day gets a full day off every 2 weeks. Damn, dude. And you still have 80 hours in. Jesus Christ. Mr. Coffee is a machine. That's like Chinese sweatshop. Ouch. I hope you're getting well. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. The word. Getting paid well, basically. Remunerated. Hope you're getting well remunerated for your troubles. Now, if my bishop was on f4, we could have a unsound sacrifice on h6. Big deal. b5. Actually, the point was really supposed to be to play bishop b1 and set up a battery. Now I've destroyed that entire plan. The Wizard. Wizard of Blizzard. Remuneration of Mr. Coffee. Short story. Well, it pays for some chess tournaments. Anyway. It pays a few entry fees. Knight to... Oh man, we got the beautiful rook lift now. That's gotta be good. You can have my b-pawn if you want. That actually doesn't threaten anything. Oh no, it does threaten something. 94. Oh my god. Wait, but 94, take, rook d7. I win a piece. So it's actually okay. Jeez, and that's his best defense. Holy shit, look. Equal material, and I'm plus 2.4. Because his best defense is to lose a piece. Oh, man. That's a strong attack now. I'm still playing. I have to walk to the Budapest Var in the torrential rain today for round 8. Tomorrow's game, fortunately, is at the Hungarian Chess Federation, which is much, much more easy for me to get to. But after the stream, I have to prepare and leave, and it's going to be horrible. Transit. It would cost a fortune to take a taxi. $25 or something. Not going to happen. I refuse on principle. All right. So, that was a good game. We got a challenge from Blizzard, but we're taking all open challenges today. Fridays is open challenges. Subscribers aren't first or anything. We had a good attack there. So I'm doing okay in my tournament. I beat 2 of the weaker players, and I have a bunch of draws, but it's slightly above my expected performance rating. I started really badly, but I'm playing better. I seem to be playing better and better the more I play. Pretty clearly. I mean, when I hadn't played for almost a year, and I came back, I immediately lost 2 games against 2 strong players, but still. And since then, I had one accident where I lost on time because I wouldn't accept a draw. But basically, I'm playing better. Yeah, the tournament's not over. I still have 2 rounds, so I'm not going to talk about rating and stuff like that. But my rating's so low, it really takes an effort to lose points. But I think I'm just playing better. I'm concentrating. Beginning of the tournament, I wasn't concentrating well. I've had incredibly long games. 3 games out of 7 were the last game in the tournament hall to finish. I mean, there's 3 sections of 10 players. That's, what, 15 games? So 3 rounds out of 7, I was the longest of 15 games. Still playing. Grinding down endgames. That's my business. I should sleep at the castle. Yeah, actually. My wife would get suspicious. So bishop g5. I guess we'll go here. Well, it would have been good to sleep at the castle last night. Because seriously. Then I wouldn't... Well, I could do a stream from the room. I don't know how the internet is. No, I like the routine of coming home. Bishop c4. Stefanos Kappa. This is a very annoying move. Doesn't leave me with much options. I don't know why I'm panicking. Actually, I have a good game. The knight from the center of the earth is about to appear on d5. It's not a sound variation, whatever this is. This is some kind of coffee house gambit. Not really correct. Your job is not overly stressful, pays well. Sounds good, Mr. Coffee. I hope it's a good transition from your previous arrangement. Alright guys, we're streaming till 12 o'clock, so I have definitely enough time for these 3 games. More. Maybe even another one. Blobix, you French don't believe in slavery of the workforce. Enslavement of the workforce. The French would be on strike if they had an 80-hour work week. How's the strike going? The dude left. The dude? Who's the dude? Mr. Coffee, by the way, is your job like in your local vicinity, or do you have to travel far? Oh, he left. You think he left? Oh yeah, he's black. Now he's back. You know, it's funny. I never even pay attention to that dot. I usually just kind of ignore it. There's the mate, bishop d8. It's not a mate here, though. The mate that isn't a mate. This is Hadrian's Wall over here. So I've had some really interesting games. I started off with a horrible game. In the first round, I dropped a rook for a combination that didn't work. By a miracle, I was saved. But it's gone uphill. I fought a very, very close to lost endgame to a draw against the top seed, Frolov, who tried to kill me. My most satisfying draw in a long time. Here we go with A5 again. Theme from yesterday. Actually, the structure is a theme from yesterday. Same structure from my tournament. Not yesterday, the day before. The isolated A and C pawns. Frequent visitor to the Caro-Kann and Sicilian. I just asked Mr. Coffee because you're often like in the car. Whoa. What is happening? Jesus. Some kind of brilliancy, it looks like. With no time. My God. What am I supposed to do? Play this? F4 is like double exclamation point. Genius. What a move. Look at those pieces are set up. Perfect. Oh, of course. are we doing here? This is unbelievable. Played by white. Truly brilliant. That way. Wow. Something new and totally different. I have ops color bishop endgame pawn up. That's like same song, different day. Every single day of the week I have this. Standard. That's what I do for a living. I play ops color bishop endgames. I'm gonna get a t-shirt. T-shirts for everyone. Made up. Say, I love ops color bishop endgames. Ops color bishop endgame specialist. Almost every day I have like a pawn up in ops color bishop endgame. Usually they're rooks, but I have to trade them off for some reason. Another very strong move. Just a little bit of counterplay here for white. Man, I don't know. At this rate, we're not going to get to all the games. Maximizing. A4. Get my king out of here. First of all, please. Do I really want to get it out of there, though? Let's play this first. Do I want to go to C6? What is this? He's freeing his rook for movement? It has remarkable similarities to the game I played the other day. Kind of scary. Oh, there he goes. This is better than my game the other day, though. It's too many pawns. Ops color bishop endgames. 2 pawns up. My specialty is 1 pawn up. It's like a bonus. Bonus endgame. A rock. I'm up a rock. We used to call them rocks too. It's kind of funny. Everything's a win. Alright, good game. Kind of tough resistance there. I'm the expert. Magnus Carlsen is ranked first in the world in ops color bishop endgames. But I'm up there. Most people don't have the patience for that. You're the guy who plays the Scandinavian, right? I didn't want to see the Scandinavian the other day. The little girl I played yesterday, a big fan of the Scandinavian. I don't really have any... See, this is just rubbish. You shouldn't play rubbish. It's not a Scandinavian. This is just a bad position for black. It's not Weird Wednesday. Blizzard, I don't understand why you don't want to think and play real chess. Just keep moving instantly. All the time. You did this in the simul against me. Why do you try to play bullet every game, like no matter what the time control is? That seems sort of strange. Why not take your time and try to play well? I'm sure you can if you want to. Just have to make up your mind that you want to play good chess. I don't know, it just seems like you should take the time while you got it. You know, play bullet, but when you're not playing bullet, you should try to play seriously. Don't try to turn the simul and blitz games into bullet. It's like you have one time limit and you can't adjust to others. Or you don't want to. But anyway, just an observation. I think you may just do it and not even realize you're doing it. You know? But I think you'll improve a lot more if you force yourself to think instead of just playing on autopilot. All right, now the position looks better for white. All right, we have limited time. Helus and Blobix. We should have enough time to do those games. Arsenal, we left book basically on like move 4. This is not an opening. It's just bad for black. The engine would be like it's plus 1.5 after 6 moves or something. I think b4 might be good. Not really worried about a piece sack here. Thunderstorm for real in February. That is bizarre. When I checked Budapest climate on Wikipedia, it did say, interestingly, as I have noticed over the years, that the winters here are notoriously unpredictable. So now we have knight a4. This looks pretty strong. It doesn't win by force though. I could take on c5 instead. That might be better. I don't know, it's hard to say. Yeah, maybe takes on c5 is even better. Then he'll go back to a5 though, actually. That isn't so clear. You don't want to win material? Both sides probably not playing this that properly. Chicken or pork? It's a good question. How does this queen always have a place to go? It's starting to anger me. Angry. I'm hangry. That's funny though. It's like when you go on the airplane, you go to a wedding. It's usually chicken or beef. Weddings, it's like fish or chicken. Bishop d6. Winning. The best move is king d8. But Blizzard playing a very silly opening, which would be appropriate on Wednesdays. When I have a weird Wednesday theme, we play unusual openings. But I'm in serious mode today. Yeah, I was just thinking king somewhere. That's got to be a good idea. King somewhere is his name. But I don't really want to take now. I've changed my mind. I no longer wish, though maybe I should have put the bishop on a different square so as to allow for knight e5 check, but our advantage is massive. Everything is secure. And his king is trapped in the center of the board. It does feel like exchanging that king would be a bad idea. His queen is close to getting trapped. I'm sure I missed something really strong already. The odds are that I missed something very strong. But the threats are getting kind of overwhelming. I like the connection here between the queen and the bishop on e5. You know, it's bound to be some kind of discovery against his queen. This looks good enough. Just resigns. Instead of bishop e5, you have an improvement. I'm sure there's all sorts of fancy moves. But if rook d1, queen c3 check, I would assume, white's still clearly better, but there are like a lot of good moves here. The engine says the best move is castles, just leaving the bishop there. It's crushing. Yeah, but I mean, his opening is not an opening. I mean, you can't play the Scandinavian. There is this game where Peter Heine Nielsen did it against Aronian. I suspect that was a rapid game or something like that. I've always noted that game. Aronian won, of course, with white. I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, of all people, Peter Heine Nielsen, who's an like a revered opening expert, he's like the last person in the world that would need to like play something to get out of book against like Aronian. But anyway, all right. Peter Heine Nielsen is one of the only like average grandmasters who has like better prep than most like super GMs. He's actually he was like an opening coach for Carlsen, right? He doesn't need to play second rate, made up openings. He should probably just stick with what he knows. All right, anyway, mate in the middle of the board. It's better than... No, that was two bishops. Emery Tate's famous quote. Mate with two bishops in the middle of the board. It's better than sex. I don't know, Emery. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Emery is contemplating just that right now in the everlasting. If mate in the middle of the board with two bishops is actually better than sex, he'll never be able to tell us. D5. So, yeah, Slav drives me nuts. Sort of Slav gambit. B3. Horvath Yoji played this yesterday. Reti expert. Grandmaster Horvath Yoji. Somehow he plays the Reti and then like brutally checkmates his opponent. With like this very quiet opening. It was a nice game. Beautiful mate yesterday. Vicious. Like, how do you checkmate your opponent in like 30 moves with the Reti with white? Something had to be... Black did something very wrong. Not really like a king side attack based system for white. It's like solid. It's unusual to see D4 though, in tandem with C6. I suspect it's probably not best. On the other hand, it may not be that bad. I mean, I'm just kind of like playing a reverse Benoni, where my opponent has played C6 instead of C5, I guess. Now, of course, we have the interesting E takes. Structurally, that's dubious, I guess. We gotta get something going on, though. B4. Get it going on. Is this today weird Wednesday? Benko Gambit. It's a Benko Gambit. That doesn't work. Okay, well, anyway. That's alright. We got a little bit overambitious. Now we're dropped a pawn. Benko Gambit doesn't work if your opponent doesn't play C5, I guess. Anyway. Let's be optimistic. We have some sort of compensation along the B file. Yeah, he's just giving the pawn back immediately. Well, not exactly. We'll take what we can get. Not exactly giving the pawn back. But he's got some weaknesses. Now what do I do? Do I take with the queen or take with the bishop? We'll see how this works. But I don't like it. We don't have enough for the pawn. It's bogus. b4 was like a blunder. This is probably not that good either. But I mean, black could drift into a bad position. It's not impossible to do that here. The two bishops could open up. Be quite strong. e3 is the key. Some sort of queen b2. Pressurizing b line. Maybe c5. I don't like that though. Queen b3 on bishop takes b4. He has two defenses, right? I mean, he can play queen b6 or queen e7. It just like... I just like blitzed the move. It was really not planned. We have to try for something dynamic. Now the point is the end of the line for my bishop on a3. That's a serious problem. I need to switch the position of my queen and bishop. Something like that. A c5 is interesting. It's the second pawn. Really doubtful. This is the only move I can think of that causes any crisis in black's position. Actually, it's a Benoni idea that does pop up from time to time. But I don't think I have enough compensazione here. Other issues as well. Alright, bishop c6, bishop h3, bishop f3. Do this, just kind of holding. Temporarily going to holding pattern. I'm trying to hold all the key squares, h5, e2. Then get my bishop back to some sort of... Then we'll do like a Paul Kira's like pawn sack with f5 to brilliantly win the game. f5 is dangerous. 30 days. Sorry, man. Bishop a3 was not meant to stay there, believe me. That is not the plan. It's the best I can do. Creamy, crunchy cupcake candy. Whatever. Where are you going, man? To a6? Oh, that's creative. That's very sneaky. Strong. Sneaky and strong. Why don't you just put up a big sign that says I'm going to put my knight on b4? What? So, what's going to happen? What am I doing? Desperate. I'm totally desperate. Time for the young girl to offer a draw with white. I agree. Time for the old man to offer a draw with white. At least I offer the draw in my time when I'm making my move. The round before, the opponent, just stops the clock. Because he says, the seconds aren't going, or something like that. But he didn't think about the fact that the clock only shows seconds under 5 minutes or whatever. And when I went under 5 minutes, I went back up again because, I get 30 seconds per move. The guy stops the clock while we're sitting there. I was like, what are you doing? You can't stop the clock. Interesting position here. Kind of a quandary. Who's better now? Magic. The Gathering. The Endgame Wizard. But I anticipated something like this. Then he gets mated if he tries to take on c6 and sack the exchange. This doesn't look good for black anymore. It's all falling apart. I'm threatening rook b5. "15 minutes left. Time for one more game against the Blobix. I think he had to sack the exchange there. Probably his last realistic chance to save the game. And I don't know that that's enough. He's down the exchange. Now, he loses all of his pawns. Let's take a look momentarily. Is it okay to do rook takes c6? I mean, obviously I was losing earlier. Maybe not lost, but losing. So here, I recommend sacking the exchange. Yeah, the engine thinks it's okay. You have to see that the end is near and that desperate measures are called for in this position. You have to sack the exchange here. It's just too strong. This pawn is messing you up. You have to do this. Rook takes c6. It's a great try. You have a stable structure. I think that black has pretty realistic chances to hold this. But you didn't make the mandatory desperate sacrifice. All right, the Blobix is up. Awake early today. Guys, our next stream will be Sunday, simul. Be here. I gotta go get ready for my game. The sun is out. Oh my god, it would just be so awesome if it didn't rain just for 2 hours. Alright, the Blob. We have to play c5. I should have played e5 against Blob. I played my first e4, e5 game, by the way, in my current tournament, which was the Russian defense. My first Russian defense. My first e4, e5 game in 10 years. And I've only played like less than 10 in my life. But that was a new development. I've been like preparing to play the Petrov for 20 years. But I did play it one other game or two other games back in like 2007. I don't have much time to prepare, so I have to surprise my opponents in the opening. Keep them off balance. What do you do? F3, Blubix? G3? The G3? What happens if G3, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, G6? That's the problem, right? You can do E5. G3. Oh, he's going with H3 now. That's interesting. Almost no one plays that move. Why is that not okay? I don't do E5. Wonder why H3 isn't good. It has to be okay. He does H3 and G3, doesn't he? At least you can't do the Yugoslav attack now. It's been a while since I played this. With Blobix, I forgot. He's done weird stuff like G3. Frankly, I would expect like G4 would be more aggressive. G4 is probably more critical. Yeah, see now, I'm supposed to exchange on D4, but you know what bothered me about that? Was this. If knight takes D4, queen takes D4, bishop G7, E5, but it doesn't work because I can play knight D7. I don't like the endgame after DE, queen takes D8 check. That looks a little bit creepy. So now I've gone back into a line we've played before, which isn't a big deal. I just don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. Blobix is in his preparation with King F1. The hippopotamus plan, King H2. He's probably seen all this before. It's old hat. He does this with all the girls. King F1. Sort of can't be bad. I think we go for it. No fear, man. Do your worst. Is the rouser worth playing? Yes. The rouser is the critical response to the classical Sicilian. It's like one of the only variations where E5 isn't a move. It basically like prevents black from playing E5. I think it's critical. And it's not easy for black. The rouser's gone almost under, theoretically, at the very highest level. I mean, nobody's playing it. Koschel wrote a book a while back. Koschel variation. But, I need a useful move here. Maybe we should do like Blobix, play King F8. Is there any benefit to playing King F8 for black? Not really. H4, he plays G4. So how about something like Rook B8? Let's get my rook off the diagonal. That's got to be a useful move. Chinese dragon. It's not a Chinese dragon, it's something else. Chinese dragon is like Queen B8. What are you doing over there? Stay in your lane. A4. Stay in your lane, Blubix. I'll do it anyway. Do it anyway. Screw it. I don't care. I'm not going to wait for you to put your king on h2. Mule Skinner, good to see you. Alright. Probably I should have played king f8 before I did this. It had some logic to it, believe it or not. Maybe king f8. He's actually thinking about not playing g4. Wow. Tolnai Sakis. This doesn't work, does it? Dubious sacrifice. It's for all in the name of fun. All in the name of fun. This can't be correct. But enough for a blitz game. I'm sure that he's objectively winning. Maybe we can confuse him with boundless complications. Rook b8 actually becomes useful in some lines. But I was looking at something here. Knight c6. Hey, I can take on e3. That's good. That's a useful thing to have. Knight c6, knight e3, knight a7, knight d1, knight c8. No. Taking all of his pieces in a row. Yule Skidder, thanks for subscribing. 29 months. Almost a founder. Actually, how's he not a founder? Guys, last game I gotta go. Get prepared. A few days in Denmark. Alright, Blob. Blobbo. H3. Get. Do I want to play H3 or not? It's a good question. Objectively. Maybe not. I mean, maybe my pawn just becomes more of a target there. But I'm doubting how sound this is. Knight f4. Knight f4. Knight f4. Knight f4. e5. Knight c6. B takes c. Unclear. I don't like that e5 blocks my bishop on g7. Blobix is going to get lost in the maze of complications. Mule Skinner sub 2200 open next weekend. 90 plus 5. That's fast for me. Now the b5. That's a serious issue. That's serious, kids. I can still castle. See, that's the best thing about delaying castling. It's like chess 960. He never knows when I might strike. Unfortunately, I can't castle queenside. I forfeited that possibility some time ago. I think this position is harder to play for white now, even though he's up a piece. It's kind of hard to coordinate. Nah.
For the last time, no.
You're not allowed to win my pawn on h4. I need that. Leave that alone. It didn't do anything to you. That pawn didn't do anything to you. That's not nice. Never hurt you. Leave him alone. Now we could do the Blobix King F8. Why? Three cheers for Mule Skinner. Oh no. Knight, no, G5. G5. Oof. It's gotta be good. Oh, I see. He's trying to play Knight D4. Sneaky. He wants to play that. Trade everything off, of course. Man. There's gotta be something here. I don't know. Alright, whatever. Whatever. He lost on time. It's getting kind of complicated. Probably black is better. Let's see what the Oracle says. Yeah, I'm winning. But I don't think it's that easy. The computer makes it sound easy. I am threatening to win a piece with H3 though. Maybe not. Yeah, this is protected. If he loses that piece, he's done. Okay, guys, good game. Thanks, Blobix. Thanks, everybody, for playing. We're going to be back on Sunday at 6:30 for our simul. Playing in the tournament this weekend. So I've got a tournament game today, tomorrow, and then team championship before my Sunday simul. I'll see you guys then. Thanks, Mr. Coffee. Good luck, everybody. Good luck to Mule Skinner. Thanks for tuning in and for supporting the stream. Mr. Jim, for subscribing, guys. I'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye. From the Ponda. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.